Yo, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize nostalgia really is one hell of a drug. So today, let's take a hit and go see an old friend Naruto. But here's the thing, not every arc aged like we remember. Some are peak nostalgia, others maybe a little overrated. Before Pain, before the Akatsuki, before the giant kaiju battles, Naruto already had arcs that defined the generation. So today, we're ranking every pre-Shippuden Naruto arc to see which ones really earn their legendary status. I rewatched everything, and I'm probably about to piss off half the fan base. Think you know the best arcs? Drop your picks below, and let's find out if your childhood really holds up. Hey, Naruto came out swinging. This is a perfect first arc. It perfectly set the tone. It was calm at first, then suddenly it got real. We went from classrooms to these little ninjas hitting the battlefield fast, witnessing real killers and real deaths we still remember. Zabuza Haku, come on. They instantly showed us just how brutal this world could really get. Sasuke though, he already knew, to be honest. In our first intro to this man, he was already obsessed with getting spent the revenge. A great YouTuber I watched once said, Naruto was a story about love, and even from arc number 1, it was on full display. From Iruka taking a bullet for Naruto and giving him a chance, to Haku laying down his own life for the one man he loved, I just knew this show was going to hit different as a kid. This also where that chaotic Naruto Sasuke bromance first took shape, and one of the coldest quotes from the show was all the way back in arc 1. Those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon a comrade are worse than scum. That might be Kakashi's best line, to be honest. So yeah, not a weak first arc at all, a foundation, emotion, action, meaning. Naruto greatness started right away. A tier easy, but it landed away, set the tone. The Chūnin Exams define Naruto. These might be the greatest two opening arcs of all time, no cap. This arc is the most violent, insane arc in Naruto. Early Naruto was out here like 1,000 ways to die. We saw kids, limbs getting blown off, kids getting crushed, dudes getting eaten by animals, side characters barely surviving because they had plot armor. More than just the shock values, this is where the world explodes open. Ninjas from across the country rolling with wild, different jutsu. This is the Naruto that I love, when it was just crazy. Everybody had different jutsus. Orochimaru and Gaara turned the whole thing into a horror show. This was the most stacked Chūnin Exam ever. We got some legendary fights here too, of course. Tenzin got her back broken, Neji let out some family trauma on Hinata. And of course, who could ever forget Lee versus Gaara? Absolute cinema. Lee's backstory is the ultimate motivational video. If you ever being lazy and don't feel like going to the gym or doing anything, go on his backstory. You gonna get motivated. Seeing this self-proclaimed loser open the gates and nearly beat a monster like Gaara before his body broke down was peak Naruto. Unfortunately though, that was also his peak, because it was always down here from there for him. Of course, we meet Jiraiya for the first time, the pervy sage himself, and the main events did not disappoint either. Naruto beating Neji was poetic, but let's be real, he kinda proved Neji right about fate. This Nepo baby is the reincarnation of a god, son of a Hokage, part of a rare clan, and got a demon living in his chest, but somehow he's preaching about hard work. Be for real. But be honest, y'all, who do y'all think was right in that fight? Let me know down in the comments. Then came the match we were all waiting for. Sasuke versus Gaara. Sasuke put up mad late, but he was moving like Lee 2.0. He was moving so fast, Gaara didn't even know what hit him. He was speed blitzing, he cracked his defense. He had Gaara hide in his own cocoon. Then that Chidori landed, and for anybody else, that would have been it right there. But Gaara's a Jinchuriki, they got the most plot armor in the show. And before the smoke cleared, Kabuto started throwing smoke bombs, setting the stage for one of the wildest arcs in the series, Konoha Crush. But all in all, I gotta get a Chūnin Exams, probably the easiest S tier that I will ever give out in my life. To be honest, I never really thought about it, but I did not realize that this was a separate arc until I started making this video. I always thought of it as just part of the Chūnin Exams, but nah, this is where things completely go off the rails. No more kiddie stuff. Then we got grown men committing terrorism. The village is under attack. Orochimaru's pulling strings, and suddenly, we finally see some Jonin level monsters go at it. This is where the tone of the series shifts from a fun tournament, even if it was kinda crazy, to actual war. The body count went up mad fast. The moment where the sand and sound villages started their invasions, it was pure chaos from the rip. Leaf Ninja dropping left and right, giant snakes tearing through the streets, and Gaara, he started losing it. My man went crazy. It felt like the world was collapsing in real time. Then we get that Hiruzen versus Orochimaru fight, two legends clashing. This was the first time we seen two big dogs in Naruto go at it. This is Naruto's first true final boss battle. The Reaper Death Seal scene still gives me chills. Hiruzen goes on like a real one, sealing away his students' arms and proving why he was the professor. That man died standing. Even Naruto versus Gaara is different here. It's not just another match, it's pure character payoff. Naruto fighting versus his friends versus Gaara, fighting to prove his existence. Two sides of the same coin. Gaara is what Naruto would have been without Iruka, Kakashi, Team 7, and the Ramen Man. Thematically, this is one of the best fights in the entire Pre-Timeskip. By the end, the whole village got wrecked, the Hokage's dead, and everyone suddenly realizing that this world is way darker than we thought it was going into it. The Chūnin Exams made you love the world. Konoha Crush made you realize how damn scary it was. Easy A tier, no debate. But with Hiruzen dead and Jiraiya being lazy, it's time to find the next Hokage. Yeah, after all that chaos from the Konoha Crush, the village is cooked right now, so we gotta find a new Hokage ASAP. So of course, who did they send? The two least qualified dudes possible. Really, y'all send Jiraiya and Naruto? This whole arc feels like a road trip comedy that suddenly gets turned up when Orochimaru pulls up. This is where Naruto really starts leveling up. Jiraiya started teaching our boys some legit techniques, and for the first time, we see him actually grow and learn something. The Rasengan, one of the most iconic moves in all of anime. No talk, no jutsu no more, no random power up. Just him busting his ass to master a jutsu that killed trees, nearly blew his hand off every time he tried to use it. It's an S rank level jutsu created by the legendary Hokage himself. Then we meet Tsunade, the legendary sucker herself, gambling addict, drunk, and the baddest medic ninja alive. Love how she starts out clowning the whole Hokage title, calling it dumb. Then by the end, she really embodied it. This arc's peak is that three-way Sannin showdown. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, three living legends beating the hell out of each other with them giant monsters, was so tough. Their fight was messy, loud, and iconic. You can really feel the old generation passing the torch vibe. By the end, Naruto earns Tsunade respect, the village gets a new Hokage, and it feels like we're officially in a new era. It's a smaller scale arc compared to the Chūnin Exams, but it's got heart, character growth, and hands being thrown. I call it a solid B tier. Not as legendary as the last two, but easily one of the most important arcs in early Naruto. So Tsunade been Hokage for 5 minutes and she's already on BS. So Sasuke ran out with Orochimaru's goons, right? She sent a bunch of Geni after them, with Shikamaru, who's leading his first ever mission for the first time. This is not right. This right here, this is Naruto's first real tragedy. Everything this show had been building toward, Team 7's bond, Naruto's friendly but competitive rivalry with Sasuke, the Will of Fire, it all gets tested here and turned upside down. But Naruto is not letting his soulmate get away that easily. So we get this all-star squad of underdogs. Shikamaru, Choji, Kiba, Neji, and Naruto all risking their lives to bring back one kid. Then of course, we all know Rock Lee pull up. Kimimaro got pulled up on by Gaara, who showed some love. Gaara's siblings pulled up. This team was sad on paper looking back on it. Tsunade really sent these boys to die. Ain't even got them a healer. But like I said, they ended up getting some backup. Each fight really feels personal. It's the first time I feel like one of these kids was gonna die. Characters you thought were side players, they all got a moment to shine and sometimes fall. But why did they not bring Shino on this mission? What do Kishimoto got against Shino? I feel like it's supposed to be one of the toughest Geni, but they ain't even invite this man. That's crazy. But yeah, Choji nearly dies. I don't know how he didn't, to be honest. Neji almost died. He sacrificed himself for the good of the squad. And by the time he reached Naruto versus Sasuke, it's not just a fight. It's the emotional peak of the entire series so far. And arguably, the greatest fight in the whole story. That final clash at the Valley at the end was different. Every main character needs that canon event where they hit rock bottom and lose nearly everything. This was Naruto's. He broke his promise to Sakura. He couldn't save his best friend. He nearly lost the lives of his comrades. He let the Rasengan get whooped by the Chidori. That's what makes this arc so special though. Naruto completely loses. It's not a clean victory. It's not a feel-good ending. It's heartbreak. And that pain drives everything that's coming up in Shippuden. Naruto might have lost here, but this is only half the story. The next time we see him, he's stronger, older, and carrying the weight of this arc on his back. So if you want to see how that pain turns into his purpose, you want to be here for the next one. Appreciate y'all for watching, and see you in the next video.